Ciao guys, welcome back here on the channel. Fabrizio Romano as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today with Francesco. Ciao Fra, how are you?
Ciao Fabri, all good. Busy morning.
Very busy. We are ready to keep you posted on absolutely everything because it's many things happening on the market on several fronts, and so we have to keep you updated. Remember guys, here every single day with all the latest, so remember to subscribe to the channel, to be part of the family, send in your comments. We are here together every single day and plenty of things to mention, including some here we go, and so we are ready to answer also your questions.
And let's start with the biggest news of the morning, the one about Arsenal and Bruno Guimaraes.
Yes, because finally we can say, here we go, for Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal. It's not a surprise for those who follow the channel, who follow all the latest, because we've been mentioning this one for months now. Bruno only wanted to go to Arsenal. I can guarantee that Mikel Arteta was pushing like crazy with his directors, with people at the club, with the board to get Bruno Guimaraes, a player that he always wanted to get at Arsenal. Already years ago he was a target. He's always been historically followed by Arsenal as the perfect midfielder, but then was not possible to proceed. This summer doors open and Arsenal decided to proceed with a deal agreed this morning for £75 million. So everything is done, everything is agreed. Now working on the paperwork between the two clubs. Newcastle already started last weekend with a new coach, Matthias Geisler, to discuss replacements for Bruno Guimaraes, and that was the message probably on the guarantee that Bruno was going to join Arsenal. Again, everything done between the two clubs. Now waiting for the medical test. The player has the authorization to travel to London to complete his move, but Bruno Guimaraes will be a new addition for Arsenal after Christos Tsolis. And let me mention one thing, I expect Arsenal to be busy again, but Arsenal are not done on the market. I think there is going to be more to come for the English champions, for the Premier League champions, but Bruno Guimaraes for sure is a fantastic addition.
Busy hours also in Madrid because there are many things happening there, and we start with one of the exclusive stories of the morning, the one of Franco Mastantuono joining Fiorentina on loan.
Yes, Franco Mastantuono goes to Fiorentina. We've been mentioning in a video over recent days the next one to leave Real Madrid after Gonzalo Garcia to Fulham for 40 million euros plus 2 in add-ons, sell loan and matching rights after Cesar Palacios also. Now the next one is going to be Franco Mastantuono, and the deal is done for Franco Mastantuono to Fiorentina from Real Madrid. It's a straight loan. There is no buy option clause included, no obligation, nothing. So the player will be back to Real Madrid in the summer 2027. And Franco Mastantuono already said yes to Fiorentina 2 days ago. They had to close the deal in terms of coverage of the salary, but now everything is agreed between Fiorentina and Real Madrid. Franco has the authorization to travel. A fantastic signing for Fiorentina, in my opinion. To get a player like Mastantuono was not easy at all, with several clubs interested. Imagine that Mastantuono had more than 7-8 proposals between Spain, River Plate, France, Italy, several clubs, but Mastantuono will be a new Fiorentina player from Real Madrid.
Speaking of Real Madrid, I believe a lot of Real Madrid fans want to know what's happening with Vinicius Junior because he went back to train with Real Madrid, but there are still many rumors about his future.
Yes, because for Real Madrid, these are going to be important hours, not just for the outgoings, as we mentioned with Mastantuono and all the others, but also for the situation of Vini Jr. The agents of Vinicius Jr., the same agency of Yan Diomande, they arrived in Madrid yesterday to have conversations with Real Madrid, to welcome Yan Diomande in the next days, but also to have these negotiations with Real Madrid for Vinicius Jr. So there will be a new important round of talks between Vinicius Jr., his agents, and Real Madrid over the contract situation. The agreement was not reached in the last 2-3 meetings they had, with counter proposals on one side and the other, so still points to discuss. One more meeting is going to take place and is going to be important in the next hours to understand more on the future of Vinicius Jr. Remember that Vinicius has 1 year left on his contract, and so obviously it's going to be an important situation that Real Madrid, as I always said even before the World Cup or during the World Cup, the Vinicius Jr. situation for Real Madrid is important to be resolved as soon as possible in terms of contract. Real Madrid don't want to arrive with this situation in summer 2027, maybe in May 2027, without knowing if Vini will sign a new deal or not. So contacts will continue, and from there we will understand what's going to happen.
There are movements also in Manchester today.
Yes, many movements also for Manchester United, also in terms of outgoings, because obviously the incomings are important. I understand Man United fans who want to have news on signings, and I hope as soon as possible there will be updates. But for the outgoings, it's an important morning, because first of all, update from the morning: Altay Bajindir is leaving Manchester United and joining Celta Vigo. Loan deal with an option to buy around 4 million euros. Celta Vigo will cover the main part of the salary of Altay Bajindir, the Turkish goalkeeper. Why? Because Man United already signed their backup goalkeeper Cardarlo from Leeds United on a free, and so Senne Lammens and Cardarlo will be the two goalkeepers. And also another exit is going to be Radek Vitek, who is joining Middlesbrough, permanent deal. Manchester United are getting £7 million immediately, plus add-ons up to £14 million package. Man United also have a 35% sell-on clause, buyback clause, and so Vitek is going to borrow, and now Manchester United are also making extra money.
Updates also on the situation of Marcus Rashford.
Yes, on Rashford, important to mention one thing. Day by day, while we wait Marcus Rashford to return to training with Manchester United, the feeling internally at Man United is that Marcus Rashford has increasing chances to continue at the club. So the expectation now at the beginning of August is that unless something crazy happens on the market, Marcus Rashford can really stay at Manchester United, compete for a place at the club, and be available for Michael Carrick. I was telling you during the World Cup that Carrick wants to work with Marcus Rashford, that Man United are waiting to welcome him back to training for the pre-season, and that's the case. Man United are waiting for Rashford, and at the moment there are no concrete movements for Marcus Rashford in terms of exit. Rashford is not going to Al Nassr, to Fenerbahce. He's only eventually going to top European clubs, but at the moment the situation is very quiet, and Man United believe internally that Rashford at the end of the summer transfer window has really, I would say, big chances, more than 50%, to continue at the club. So keep an eye on Rashford, because it could be like a new signing for United eventually.
Last one for today, for this video at least, is about Rafa Leão, because there are also many rumors about his future, but there are still maybe no clubs really advancing, no, with an offer.
At the moment, what's happening is that, first of all, Fenerbahce tried over the recent days, but the answer from a player and club side was that a loan with an option to buy is not taken into consideration, especially by AC Milan. And then Galatasaray are still interested in Rafa Leão. So Turkey is still a possibility. Galatasaray are still talking with the agents of the player. So let's see if they can convince AC Milan. For Milan, it's very clear. 50 million euros is the beginning of the negotiation and has to be a permanent transfer. No chance for a loan or loan with an option to buy. Guaranteed exit or nothing. Galatasaray are talking with the agents. Otherwise, Milan can have a conversation with Leão and try to keep him at the club. That's also a possibility. Ruben Amorim is already talking to the player. They are both Portuguese, so that's a factor. Let's see what's going to happen there, but for sure, an interesting situation to follow till the end of the window.
Fabri, I don't know if you have other updates, otherwise we close it here for this video.
Get ready for the Pep Chavarria. Here we go to Chelsea, because today there are new contacts. Chelsea Rayo Vallecano on the add-ons, 19 million euros fixed fee, plus add-ons for the left back from Rayo, and then plenty of updates in the next hours. So stay tuned, like this video, turn on the notification